Alright, I noticed a bit of a change now around the tailbone. I used to have a lot of like surface scraping, rubbing, irritation, bleeding, scabbing, bleeding, lots of bleeding from just sitting in the car and putting a lot of pressure on the tailbone. In the past, that's been going on for the past since California. It was noticeable, and I was like getting bleeding problems, blood splotches on the underwear and it got itchy too. It often got itchy, and so I'd be like putting pressure on that tailbone area and then itching it. And it's like now I'm noticing an improvement finally in the past couple of weeks. I've been suffering since about 2017 until now with uh, the problem with bloody tailbone skin. It's mainly the skin that was getting rubbed too much sitting in the car, and it just getting itchy and stuff. But now that I've been doing more deadlifts with the 45s, and I keep them right here for easy access out the back door. Step outside, do some deadlifts. I've been noticing that I've actually been increasing the muscle tone on both sides of the tailbone. I had muscle, and and it was going away. And now that I'm doing more deadlifts, it's coming back. Whoops, it's coming back. The muscle is coming back in in that region around the tailbone from doing deadlifts. And I was doing squats off and on, but I don't think squats are reaching that muscle, because when I was doing deadlifts, when I was doing like the kettlebell front swings, but with my plates, uh, it was like I was feeling like a weird nerve irritation around the tailbone area, and I didn't understand it. But now it makes more sense. There's actually muscle there, and I can't really show it, but I feel it. It was itchy today because I put pressure on it, but I noticed like it feels extra thick back there. There's a muscle attached right next to the tailbone that was wasting away on me, and now I've been working at doing the deadlifts, even with just a 45-pound plate doing deadlifts. I've been building up a more of a cushion and in the hind regions, and it's improved now for that. And also, what's also has improved is, I'm not proud of saying this, but I can sit for longer periods of time without losing blood circulation to my butt. So I built that tissue back up, because I remember as a teen and all that, I had no problem sitting for a half hour. I had no problem sitting for that long. Um, but then, I wasn't doing the right exercises to build that tissue up, build the strength up, the blood circulation, and I was having more difficulty sitting on hard surfaces. But with deadlifts, wow, that makes a big difference. And deadlifts really seem like good in general for just getting the blood going, but getting the right muscles worked. I was missing out on that, and I mean that requires me to carry around these 45s, and and I hope to increase the weight. I got two 25s recently in the past couple of days with the curl bar. I can't. It's too active out around here to just pull out the curl bar, slap the 45s and the 25s on, and do deadlifts. I have to be very sneaky. In fact, I don't even. I'll wait till it's slower and quieter in this library parking lot. But that makes a difference doing deadlifts, and building up that muscle so that I can prevent some injuries. That was very frustrating injury, and I think maybe maybe I could look at the tailbone bleeding irritation problem. I can leave that behind me now. Now that I know that the habits of doing more deadlifts, building up that muscle again, is going to get rid of that problem pretty much. So that's really, it really makes me happy. I mean, I suffered a long time, and I mean, I kind of suspected there was maybe a muscle there that I needed to work, but I tried doing squats, but that wasn't it. It's deadlifts. Doing deadlifts, you need weights because without weights, it's just you can kind of feel a little bit of an exercise, but I don't know if it'll really reach that. Even just two 45s, maybe just a 45 even. But it's really, really nice. Um, it's just the weighing, it weighs down my car. I got 150 pounds in this car for just weights. And I'm trying not to go over the 800-pound limit. It seems like it's moving okay, but I haven't really challenged it on any big hills yet. Now with this extra 50 pounds, could be the straw that breaks the car. All right, another problem already today. I woke up after a nap, laying on my stomach, and I got a pain in my stomach. I think it's something like a gas buildup in the stomach. It affects my heart, and it's kind of higher up on the stomach. Now I believe that the factors are having eaten a lot of, well, not a lot, but I have eaten the dates, which were pretty good, very sweet, like honey almost, but it's a fruit. But it has a history with me of causing gas problems. And so last night I had a lot of gas that I was passing, like farting every 5 minutes. And that passed, and then it came back, and then it passed. But I don't think I fully recovered. I think that was damage, wind damage. I think I caused wind damage from all the wind going through. So I got the pain laying on my stomach, and it's this tightness and this pain, and it affects my heart, like I said, at times. So it's like a pressure, and I think it's a pressure on the veins, but it's the bacteria is making a lot of gas, and it has the threat of becoming an infection. That's happened in the past, or I've had pain in my lower regions, and then just things got worse. My body got numb, and I got weak. It felt like sepsis, and and then yeah, I was in pain and out for like a week, and that's happened 4 times now in the past. In my in my 40s, I think it's pretty much when it started, and this is another sign of that. And I'm taking on different approaches, and I am getting at different ideas about this. I severely cut out salt. I and also the dehydrated onions. So I've been eating dehydrated onions a lot since the last attack, which was a few months ago. And I was hoping that would help. It seems like it might, but it's still not enough because I'm trying to feed with prebiotics, feeding the prebiotics, but I still need to suppress the bad biotics, and I'm feeding everything with the dates that I ate, and I'm thinking I probably should be sprinkling on a little bit of salt onto these dates to try to kill the bad bacteria and settle my farting problems a little bit. Just a little salt with that fruit. Not something to have afterward, it's something to have with. It gave me thinking, like, there's a lot of foods that salt is already added to that doesn't cause gas problems. But the foods that do cause gas problems, raisins and then the dates, they probably should have a little salt. Peanuts have salt, but peanuts don't cause gas problems. And I buy the peanuts that don't have salt. I severely cut back on salt, so any that I bring in would be measurable to the amount that I know what I put in. And I really I have a need to be measuring salt. But how much is a teaspoon? All right, if that's the max, I definitely don't want to go over the max, but I definitely want to be taking in some salt with some of the foods that cause gas issues. So that's something to look into, because I cannot have another infection in my guts. I'm scared of it. It's an awful experience. It puts me out for days. I'm just absolutely unable to do anything. And just think about the agony the first couple of days, and it starts settling down, and then it's just like it's almost like being in a coma. So I need to be fighting that. I need to be preventing it. And it just came on suddenly. That's a scary thing too, is laying on my stomach. But I mean, it wasn't. There's a history to it. I did have a lot of farting last night, and then all through today. Today is what, like 5 or 6 in the evening. I went all day today without any major gas problems, and then laying on my stomach and waking up with the pain. I mean, I put a magnet on there, but a magnet's not going to do much. It's not a nerve problem. It's a constriction of the gas. And this is something that can, like, I think it's causing a little stress on the heart, because now I think gas, or maybe a swell of some kind, inflammation, a swell. Pain is usually inflammation. That inflammation, that swelling, is going to push on the veins or the arteries, and I mean, you don't have high blood pressure in 100% of your body. I think that blood pressure varies in different parts of your body. And when you have certain issues, like if I have gas between the gut and my heart, I think the blood pressure might be a little higher in that section than my fingers. All right? I think blood pressure varies throughout the body, and you gotta deal with that as best you can. Um, and I'm not doing a good enough job. I just gave in and ate dates. I'm like, these are tasty. I'm gonna eat them all, and I knew that they were gonna cause problems. But I should be enjoying them. I should be able to enjoy them, but I'd probably be doing it with salt to try to kill the bacteria. Because I've had good experiences with salt doing that, but then there's issues with salt causing problems to me. You got to balance it. You want to have enough salt to kill that bad bacteria, but also not enough to kill you. It's a measured dose, and I have not practiced that enough.